Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday the 13th of June 2022. In today's Mill News, we have a trio of stories that are kind of pondering. So there's nothing really happening, it's just people talking about what might be happening, what could be happening. So let's just get into that now. And this first one is from the New Shopper.co.uk. A Mill boss expects transfer activity to pick up this week. Well, we certainly do hope so, don't we, us Millwall fans? Lions boss Gary Rowett is expecting transfer activity to pick up soon and wants players into the club before pre-season. The Mill playing staff are due to return from holiday on June 22 to work on their fitness before pre-season matches start. Rowett will be focusing on improving the front line this summer as Ben Kofobi, Oliver Burke, Shea Yojo and Connor Mahoney have left the club. The manager has already admitted that deals for Burke and Kofobi would interest the club if they were able to be made. Another name that could be out of the club before next season is Jed Wallace. The winger's contract is set to expire soon with no extension agreed. Rowett wants the club to act quickly in the market and get players in so he can have as much time as possible to work with them before the season starts. On the news at Den, Rowett said, I would hope so. We're working very, very hard. I've had lots of meetings behind the scenes to try and make those things happen. I know Alex is working extremely hard as well. I think this summer has followed a very similar pattern as usual, where there is a lot of speculation at first and it dies down when everyone is away on holiday. I think it will start to pick up this week, and then the week after you'll see a little bit of action everywhere. We want to be part of that. We want to bring the majority of our players in, if we can, before the 22nd, which is when we're back. But it doesn't always work like that, and we want the right players regardless of when that is. We're doing lots of work behind the scenes, and that's a mix of permanent options to buy, some loan options, and there's a blend of everything. Well, that certainly does sound good, and we'll see if they come to fruition, but who knows? So this is from news@den.co.uk. I think this might be the article that they were referencing in the previous article I just showed you. And this is from the new guy at the News at Den, Alex Jones. I wonder if it's the guy from InfoWars. The one who said he's kind of retarded. Surely not. Millwall will almost certainly be focused on signing attackers this summer, and it's clear to see why. The Lions boasted one of the strongest defensive records in the Championship last season, conceding just 45 goals across their 46 league games. This figure is only bettered by the three promoted teams, champions Fulham, runners-up Bournemouth, and playoff winners Nottingham Forest. Conversely, Gary Rowett's side found the back of the net just 53 times last season, the second fewest of all teams in the top half of the table. Ben Kofobi, Mill's top scorer with 13 Championship goals, has returned to parent club Stoke City. It remains to be seen whether or not he will come back to the Den following his loan spell. Furthermore, Jed Wallace, who scored 6 goals and provided a further 11 assists, is out of contract and free to move elsewhere should he reject the club's latest contract offer. Fans are desperate for a forward to be signed as soon as possible, with the first team squad set to return for pre-season training at the start of next week. Tom Bradshaw and Isaac Alofi, the latter of whom has spent the last 2 seasons out on loan at Sutton United, are the only out-and-out strikers under contract at the club, while winger Mason Bennett is also capable of playing through the centre. Those three, alongside 21-year-old Tyler Burry, are Millwall's current options up front, and a proven Championship goal scoring is surely a must before the season starts at the end of July. However, in looking for attacking signings, the Lions shouldn't neglect other areas of the squad as well. In midfield, the departure of Mikkel Keftenbell to Eredivisie outfit FC Emmen will likely force the club to dip into the transfer market. The 31-year-old played 27 Championship games last season and was often Rowett's first choice backup to the partnership of Billy Mitchell and Jules Saville. While the gap left by Kiftenbeld won't be at the top of Millwall's priorities, the aforementioned defensive strength means that Rowett will be keen to have another holding midfielder in his squad. However, he may want to add a more creative-minded midfielder to the ranks as well. This would release some of the pressure that the Lions' wide players face in the final third and could drastically improve their attacking output. It's difficult to strike that balance while playing a 5-2-3 formation, as the pressure on the 2 central midfielders means they need support in wide areas. In possession, their partnership needs to have a creative outlet, while the fullbacks push up to form a flat midfield 4. The most assists from midfield last season came from Ryan Ledder, who played just 21 games, Although George Saville created 0.7 chances per 90 minutes, the third highest in Millwall's squad. Whatever statistics you can conjure up, they all show that the potential void left by Wallace would be colossal. Rather than finding a like-for-like replacement, which would likely be out of the Lions' price range, the club may be able to bridge the gap to the top six by reducing their reliance on the 28-year-old forward. While it's likely that little will be done to strengthen their already resilient defence, Millwall will be desperate to keep the core of their back five together. In that regard, the club's outgoings will be almost as important as their incomings. Sean Hutchinson, Jake Cooper and Murray Wallace are arguably the most vital part of the Lions' regular starting lineup, not just due to their impressive number of clean sheets, but also due to their contributions in the final third. Despite this, the club have strongly been linked with Derby County right back Nathan Byrne, who would provide competition with news at Den's Player of the Season Danny McNamara, and Danny Ballard, who spent last season at the Den on loan from Premier League giants Arsenal. Both players could be vital in terms of Millwall's squad depth, with centre back Alex Pearce joining AFC Wimbledon and right wing back Marlon Romeo expected to depart this summer as well. Both of these players are in contract at their respective clubs and will command a transfer fee should they join the Lions. They would undoubtedly take a sizable amount of Millwall's transfer budget, but would leave enough remaining to allow Rowett to revamp the attack and add extra depth in midfield too. By covering all their bases across the pitch, the club can make that next step towards the playoff places. So like I said, it's just like a pondering piece, just discussing the situation as it is now, and what Millwall need going forward, and we will see what we get this week. They're clearly working hard behind the scenes trying to sign some players. We have 9 days until the players come back for pre-season training, so could be a very interesting 9 days, or it could be a very quiet 9 days. I don't know. Although, even if the signings aren't made before the 22nd of June, the transfer window closes on the 1st of September, so there is a long way to go. So we're going to move on to this now from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Lions defender back to win senior international honours if he continues repeating attacking numbers. So Millwall manager Gary Rowett believes Danny McNamara is unfortunate not to have a full call-up to the Republic of Ireland squad. The Lions' right-sided defender has been capped at under 21 level and has spoken previously of his desire to win senior international honours. McNamara, 23, scored 2 goals and claimed 2 assists in 36 championship appearances in the 21-22 season. And he was first choice on the right side of the Millwall backline after the 1-1 draw at home to Bournemouth on November the 24th, starting all of their remaining league fixtures. McNamara is on 54 appearances for the Lions and has previously gained experience on loan at St Johnstone, Dover Athletic, Newport County and Avon and Waterlooville. Asked what more the Millwall Academy product needs to do to crack Ireland's full international setup, Rowett told the South London Press, just keep doing what he's doing. He's very unfortunate in the position that he's playing in. There are 2 or 3 very good players. There are Seamus Coleman, Cyrus Christie and Matt Doherty. They are all in a similar position to Danny and are playing at similar or higher levels or with more experience. Of course, in this day and age, you need to be able to add those attacking numbers, which Danny really started to do later in the season, which was really positive for the start of next season. If he continues to do that at some point, it isn't impossible not to get picked by the national team. My belief is that he should have been, but I'm not a manager. It's important he keeps doing the right things to make sure that when 1 or 2 of those players maybe start to not be the right option for the national team, then Danny has got to be the next wave of players coming through. So yeah, I think this is kind of Gary Rowett trying to. He's spoken to McNamara about he needs to do more going forward. He needs to be attacking more. It would seem he's trying to pin that to what Danny wants. Is Danny wants to get called up for the international team for the Republic of Ireland. So he's saying, Rowett's saying, if you do get better going forward and do more attacking, that's going to help you get what you want, which is an international cap. It's going to help me get what I want, which is an attacking option from right wing back. So it's a win-win situation. So I think that's why he's saying that, to give him a little G up and get him keep going, working on these forward games. So there you have it. And on that note, thank you for watching and good